And with Harris now competing for the top spot on the Democratic ticket, there is an opening for a new running mate. And several names have come to the forefront in the hours following Biden's announcement that he'd no longer be running. Two potential picks, Governors Roy Cooper and Andy Beshear, spoke about Harris in interviews this morning. Take a listen.
I think Kamala Harris soon is going to be in a position where she can really take off. And I'm excited about it and feel confident that she can win this presidency because she has to.
The vice president is smart and strong, which will make her a good president. But she's also kind and has empathy, which can make her a great president. And the contrast between her and those running on the other side couldn't be clearer.
Well, here to talk about those contrasts are Kevin Sheridan and Chuck Rocha. Kevin is a former RNC spokesperson and a former senior advisor to the Mitt Romney 2012 presidential campaign. Chuck is a Democratic strategist who was a senior advisor for Bernie Sanders' 2020 presidential campaign. Gentlemen, good to have both of you. Chuck, I'm going to start with you. What do you think Harris is looking for in a running mate?
She's looking for somebody who will do no harm. She's looking for a safe alternative, and she's also looking for somebody who could add a little something to the ticket. I think that's why you see the states of like North Carolina being mentioned with Roy Cooper, also with Governor Beshear, who won a state in Kentucky that Donald Trump carried by 20-something points, but he also carried as a Democratic nominee for governor twice. So I think that she's looking for something, and with people who have looked and done VP vetting before and worked on presidential campaigns, as you were saying earlier, you want somebody who is fully vetted, who brings no drama, who will help accentuate everything that you're doing, but then will take a step back and let you shine, which is do no harm, and hopefully from a battleground state.
And Kevin, want to get your reaction to that in terms of the vice presidential pick, especially given that polling is lagging, really is trying to catch up with all of the different things that are happening in the news cycle. Do you think a strong VP pick might help Harris actually best Donald Trump, even though they're really within the margin of error, but the latest national polls show Harris still behind?
Yeah, at its best, a vice presidential pick indicates the direction that you're going to take your candidacy. Specifically, it's the first big decision, and if you get it wrong, that's a bad omen of what's to come. Generally, that's the only way it really affects a race. But I think we'll know whether or not she's thinking of going with a Southern strategy of trying to get, the North Carolina, Virginia shored up, Arizona. If she goes with a Mark Kelly, if she goes with a blue wall state governor like Whitmer or Shapiro, then she's going with that direction. That'll be a little bit of a tell, but yeah, VP picks rarely ultimately impact the race at the ultimate level, but it will provide us some direction of where she's going.
Chuck, let's talk about some of these endorsements that she's received. I mentioned to our viewers that you worked for Senator Sanders. Senator Sanders has yet to endorse Harris, and there have been some that are in the more progressive wing of the party that have not been huge fans of the vice president. Why do you think Sanders has yet to endorse? Do you expect it may be coming? And what do you make of how she's going to play among different parts of the Democratic Party?
I think overall, everything is positive about the VP being the pick. And I think that if you watch internal Democratic politics like I do, last night my phone was ringing off the hook. And what you saw is there's groups within our party, whether it's women organizations, labor unions, a Latino organization, African-American organizations, you saw consolidation very quickly. Like that don't always happen. You may have one or two folks as we get to the convention, somebody who may want to challenge, but what you saw last night and what you've seen in the first 24 hours is a real consolidation of everybody of any kind of importance to a nomination, to a field apparatus, to infrastructure of a campaign, and most importantly, to your point earlier, the donors and the historic amount of money that's rolled in the last 24 hours. You know what helps make up for a lot of who's on board or who's not on board? A lot of money.
And on that, Kevin, we have seen both more pledges going into the Republican Party and the Democratic ticket. But when it comes to the former president, Donald Trump, it seems like there may be a question now about his commitment to participate in the September 10th debate. What are you hearing from your Republican friends, and what kind of message might it send if, in fact, the former president decides not to participate in the debate?
Yeah, way too early to say, but it's a little gamesmanship, it sounds like, from Donald Trump to say that he's rethinking the ABC interview in light of his criticism of George Stephanopoulos, and he was originally committed to that debate when Joe Biden was the candidate. I think it opens it up to say, all right, is there going to be one debate with one outlet, ABC, friendly, generally thought to more to Democrats than to Republicans, or can we have more debates? I don't think it's going to be a one-for-one swap of just take out ABC, give it to Fox. I don't think Harris is going to agree to that, but you might see a call for more than one debate since she's a brand new candidate on the scene. People know her name but don't know much about her, and it remains to be seen how this dynamic actually starts to match up when they start tussling.
All right, Republican and Democratic strategist Kevin Sheridan and Chuck Rocha, thank you.